If you want to grow some muscles and build a good physique, then I would stop doing these exercises. Here are the worst exercises for every muscle group that you should probably stop wasting your time on. Just quickly, if you want to skip to any muscle groups, the timestamps are down below. The worst exercise for your chest is a standing plate press and squeeze. I don't even know what you call this. The weight here is pulling me down. It's got nothing to do with my chest. If anything, it's all on my shoulders from trying to hold the weight up. Oh, but Corey, you're squeezing the plate together and holding it out here. I could just crap it in my hands and then clap and push it together.
Brother,
and that would just be as effective as holding the weight out here and pushing it together. You should do it lying down, Corey. It's way better. No, it's not any better. It's pretty much just the same. Sure, you'll get a little bit of chest movement from the press, but the pushing together part, stupid and a waste of time. Better off just doing a chest fly, a press, not crapping in your hands and pushing it together. Move on to the next one. The worst exercise for your back is renegade rows. It's very hard to go heavier and put more stress on my back when all my other muscles are working super hard to keep myself stable, taking away the emphasis off my back. It's a good exercise for your core and stability, but in terms of growing muscle for your back, probably not the best one in the world. You know, it would be much better if you just did a normal single arm dumbbell row or a bent over row. The worst exercise for your legs is the leg press. Relax, I'm just joking. It has to be the sideways leg press. I don't know who thought this was going to be a better exercise than just a normal single leg press, but clearly someone did, and they are stupid. In this position, I am super uncomfortable and super awkward. I have no stability.
what's that?
I am less stable than I was if I just sat normally in the seat. And this is not even hitting my glute in a better angle. I mean, look at me in this position. Do I look comfortable? How does my butt look though? If it does look like I'm comfortable, I'm not comfortable. Stop following some silly influencer on social media and just do a normal single leg press. If we get bigger leg gains, just doing it normally. The worst exercise for your abs is a silly exercise, mountain climbers. There is little to no tension on my abs doing this exercise. I am pretty much just running on the spot, but on the ground. But now I'm doing it horizontally. If you're looking at building chiseled abs, not like me, you want to be putting some tension on your abs and overloading that muscle group, just like you would trying to grow any other muscle group. And doing mountain climbers is like doing cardio for your abs. I'm not putting any tension on my abs. Most of it is coming from my hip flexors. And the movement is so fast that there's little to no tension on my abs at all. If you want to grow your abs more efficiently, you want to do two things. You want to do exercises that round up your spine from the top, like crunches or sit-ups. And you want to do exercises that hit your lower abs, tucking your hips in and rounding your spine from the other direction, like leg raises or knee raises. If you want your abs to pop more, then stop doing mountain climbers and focus more on those other exercises. The worst exercise for your biceps is the waiter curl, simply because the range of motion throughout the exercise is very limiting. I can only start from here and curl up to here. And it is also a little bit awkward to grip. So throw that one away. You're much better off doing a normal curl with a barbell or just holding the dumbbell normally and doing a curl like so. With these two exercises, you can take your bicep through a full range of motion and you'll have much more stability with your grip. Let's move on to the next one. Before I tell you the next 4 worst exercises, if you want a program with proper exercises that will help you build muscle or lose body fat, make sure you check out my programs with the links below. If you have minimal equipment, there's a program in there for you. If you want to build your glutes, there's a program in there for you. If you want to focus more on your leg and body parts, there's programs there for you too. There's even free ones there too. The links are down below in the description. Now it's time for your worst exercise for your glutes. There are so many stupid exercises to choose from, but in my opinion, here is the worst exercise for your glutes. The worst exercise for your glutes is doing a kickback on the Stairmaster. What are you kicking back against? Nothing. You are kicking back against air. Your butt isn't going to grow kicking back against nothing. You are wasting your time up here. Oh, but Corey, I really feel it in my glutes. If you stand here like this and raise your shoulders out for 3 minutes, I'm gonna feel it in my shoulders. But just because it hurts and I can feel it in my shoulders, does that mean I'm gonna build any muscle there? Nope. You need to do exercises that you can properly overload the muscle, like your squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, lunges, or weighted kickbacks. All those exercises are much better than doing kickbacks on the bloody Stairmaster. The worst exercise for your shoulders is holding up a plate and driving it like a car. I don't even know what this exercise is actually called. Plate car steering wheels? I don't know. Doing a front delt raise with the plate is actually not too bad. It's the turning bit. There is not really any movement going on in my shoulders right now. Yes, I know there is an isometric tension from just holding the plate in front of me. So why shouldn't I just hold the plate out in front of me like this instead of just adding this in here? If anything, it's just internally rotating my shoulder, which is not the greatest thing in the world. Not the worst either. And to be honest, we don't really need to put too much focus on our front delts, as they are already getting smashed from our presses, like our bench press, overhead press, incline chest press, push-ups. Since our front delts get smashed a lot, instead of doing raises to the front, let's focus more on our lateral raises, raising our shoulders out to the side. Boom! The second worst exercise for your shoulders is a standing dumbbell external rotation. You want the weight to be coming from side to side when you're doing an external rotation, but the gravity is pulling the dumbbell down. So standing up and doing it like this is a little bit of a waste of time. Do this instead. Either use a cable like this, or a band that's attached to something that has got the force pulling you from side to side, not up and down. Your shoulders will thank me for it. The worst exercise for your triceps is a dumbbell tricep kickback. The reason why is because it doesn't take the muscle through a very good range of motion. The tension only starts from here to here. I'm missing out on all this range of motion from here to here. And the second reason is most people just do it wrong. They stand too upright and don't have their elbow up high enough, so they end up just doing a bicep curl and swinging the weight back and forth with little to no tension on my tricep. If you are going to do a tricep kickback, do it on the cable. I did a video on the 2 worst exercises for triceps. I'll see if I can pop it up on the screen now, or I'll put it in the description. But if a dumbbell is all you have and you want to do a kickback, that's fine. You might be better off doing an overhead tricep extension or some dumbbell skull crushers. But who am I to tell you what to do? Let's move on to the next one. An honorable and worst exercise for your glutes is the kneeling squat on the Smith machine. Me doing a kneeling squat and thrusting my hips in isn't putting any pressure on my glutes. If I want it to be on my glutes, I need the weight to be coming from horizontally, not up and down like it is on the Smith machine. You're better off just doing a normal hip thrust or a glute bridge on the ground. But if you want a flat butt like me, keep doing this exercise. At the end of the day, these exercises are just my opinion. But the reason I chose these exercises is because you can't take the muscle through its full range of motion, or you're not in a stable position, or you can't overload the muscle properly, or at all. When you're trying to build muscle, you need to do the opposite of those things. You need to be training it through full range of motion, most of the time. And this lengthened and shortened position, being able to load the muscle and adding progressive overload. And yes, training close to failure, if not to failure sometimes. And with those exercises, you couldn't, or you could have, but very minimally. And this is why they're on the list. If you thought I was wrong with some of those exercises, or you would put something else on top of the list, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your worst exercises for every muscle group. And if you want to build some muscle or lose some body fat, make sure you watch one of these videos up here.